In this combo tutorial video, we're gonna explain the mono-red Dualcaster Mage Twin Flame Heat Shimmer Infinite Dualcaster Mage combo, but also look at statistics of how good is actually this combo. So it's actually rather easy to explain. Cast Twin Flame, targeting anything, one of your many creatures. Hold priority, you're allowed to do that. And cast Dualcaster Mage in response to your own Twin Flame. Let Dualcaster Mage resolve, if it resolves, opponents, counterspells and such, but if Dualcaster Mage resolves, ETB will trigger with Twin Flame still on the stack, creating a token, a copy of Twin Flame. Let the token copy of Twin Flame resolve, targeting your original Dualcaster Mage. This means you're getting a new token ETB of Dualcaster Mage that will target Twin Flame again, and here you have infinite, a loop where you can create infinite 2/2 Dualcaster Mage and then go to combat, so you have to actually do this in your first main phase, but basically swing for the win, killing all of your opponents with combat. This means that we can kinda compare this mono-red combo with the Demir Thassas Consult combo. Now, Consult combo is definitely better because, as you can see here, the mana cost for Dualcaster Mage and Heat Shimmer or Twin Flame is something between 5 to 6 mana, while in Thassas Consult case it's 3 to 5 mana. So that's a big difference. But also you don't actually need to go to combat in Thassas Oracle case, so you can win in your second main phase, and that's actually huge, especially if you're playing Tymna or any other combat attack tricks that is giving you value. So if you draw into that combo with your combat, then you can't actually use it this turn. But sometimes you can win in instant speed with this, like with Born Upon a Wind and other tricks, while in Dualcaster Mage's case, you can't. If you have infinite Dualcaster Mage during someone else's turn, that doesn't do anything, unless you have like a Goblin Bombardment in play. But still, no. So maybe the negative win rate isn't too a surprise, basically. Now what you're looking at here is just above my head, right there, total decks. We're looking at 1,556 decks that have entered into tournaments, and among those decks we get an average win rate. There you see the average win rate, but then we're creating a separate group, so we have 53 decks that are playing the Dualcaster Mage, Heat Shimmer and Twin Flame, all three of them inside their deck. And when I'm calculating the average win rate from those tournament decks that had those three cards in their deck, we're getting a kind of negative win rate of 23.02. While on the other hand, 23.02 isn't a terrible win rate, but it's weaker compared to the total average. If we actually take a look at the individual performance of Dualcaster Mage, we have 215 decks, an inclusion rate of basically 13.82 that are playing it, but including it gives you a minus 0.96 average percent win rate. It is much worse with Heat Shimmer, minus basically 2%, and in Twin Flame's case, minus 1.53. But there is one thing with Dockside Extortionist and Twin Flame. You see, Twin Flame is individually good on its own, it's not required among the Dualcaster Mage combo packages basically. So here we have 207 decks that have included both Dockside Extortionist and Twin Flame, and they are getting an average win rate of 22.11. We have 63 decks that have included both Dualcaster Mage and Heat Shimmer, they get an average win rate of 21.79, and if you look at Dualcaster Mage and Twin Flame, 22.04. So the kind of takeaway is that as you include all three, the win rate actually increases a tiny bit. So if you're gonna go for this kind of combo, you should not just include Dualcaster Mage and Twin Flame, you should probably include all three, as if you compare to the 23.02 win rate compared to 22.04, only including Twin Flame, and that gets worse when you're looking at Dualcaster Mage and Heat Shimmer. I want to go back to this page, looking at Dualcaster Mage individual performance of 22.69% average win rate, with 215 decks. However, in this we have a mixture of decks only containing Dualcaster Mage and sometimes containing Heat Shimmer and Twin Flame. But what we can actually do is exclude all Twin Flames and Heat Shimmer, and suddenly, instead of 215 decks, we suddenly have only 12 decks. And another really important thing, look down there, result is not statistically significant, while from 215 decks, result is statistically significant. 12 decks just doesn't make the cut to basically make sure that that green win rate, because look at that win rate, 38.71. But once again, you can't really trust that win rate result data. Let's actually just take a look at what kind of deck is actually playing Dualcaster Mage but not playing Twin Flame and Heat Shimmer. So here we have Kalia, can't play blue, so we have Dualcaster Mage, and if you scroll down to Sorceries, no Twin Flame and no Heat Shimmer. So this deck is basically going for the typical Kalia win with the Razakev, Villis, Hoarding Broodlord, and in that case we're gonna have a saw in half somewhere. There it is, saw in half. So the combo is typical Kalia Mardu stuff, and Dualcaster Mage is a form of interaction, like a fork, and apparently that seems to be doing kinda good. We can also do the exact same thing with Twin Flame, excluding Dualcaster Mage this time. So if we actually take a quick look at Twin Flame's average win rate of 22.12 with a 208 inclusions, and boom, excluding Dualcaster Mage, we have 15 decks that did include Twin Flame but didn't include Dualcaster Mage, increasing the win rate to 23.29. You will typically find this inside Godo the Bandit Warlord. As you can see here, no Dualcaster Mage, because Godo isn't really into controlling the game, but he is playing Twin Flame, and in this case also Heat Shimmer, to basically make copies of Dockside Extortionist. But the win rate is still actually kinda bad. Easily explained with this graph right here. So Godo is not doing great. Big surprise. So the average win rate for 15 Godo decks is 18.31%, while you have things like Nayela at 24.70 or Kinnan at 24.26. So a lot of Godo decks with an average kinda sad performance that are running Twin Flame but not Dualcaster Mage is kinda maybe drawing down the win rates of Twin Flame here in theory. But also, once again, the result is not statistically significant because 15 decks are not enough. This is my friend Pontus, who is playing Dargo and Tymna in a tournament. Here you can see that he is not playing Dualcaster Mage, but he is playing Twin Flame. There it is. He's not playing Heat Shimmer though. So Twin Flame is basically a Dockside Extortionist copy. So a short conclusion of this combo is that it's performing okay-ish, but it's on average a little bit weaker compared to most other things. So you're basically playing it out of desperation that you don't have other options. You're lacking color identity for Dimir, that means you can't play, for example, Thassas Oracle, or maybe just looking for more combo options, and this kind of fits into your general playstyle of what your deck is doing. But another conclusion is that individually on their own, the cards are maybe good. Or I want to phrase it like this: when the cards are used outside this specific combo right here, they might be better. For example, if you need to include more control cards, then including Dualcaster Mage out of desperation might be maybe good. Like what I think this is kind of showcasing is a potential. Now, it needs more playtesting, and decks that are lacking the color that could basically include more control magic could be looking to Dualcaster Mage for more of that. But once again, you can't really trust this statistics win rate because it's only 12 decks. And sometimes maybe you don't even need to include Dualcaster Mage. Adding Twin Flame just because of how much Dockside is tutored for inside your deck could be good enough. I want to explain something fast. In this little calculation of those 207 decks, we haven't excluded Dualcaster Mage. And when we do, it goes up a tiny bit. In other words, you could say this. If you're playing a heavy Dockside Extortionist deck that wanna have more Dockside Extortionist variants, and you're usually tutoring for Dockside, then including Twinflame could be good because that's your second Dockside basically, similar to how Phantasmal Image sometimes function as a secondary Dockside Extortionist. But if you're also looking for more control magic, you want to increase counter spells but you can't because you're not on blue, then adding Dualcaster Mage as well could be fine. But if your plan A combo is this, you should probably maybe change your mind. Unless you're kinda happy with like that result up there, basically. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed this little short combo tutorial. It is not always important to showcase the best combos. Sometimes you have to showcase the ones that are struggling too. To like showcase that, yeah, this has problems and here are the reasons. Now Mono Red actually has some pretty decent options, so if you have a pretty good plan A combo already, including this Mono Red combo depending on if the cards actually function inside your deck, could be okay.